Oh, that was a short bell. And the wood thrush who came back this week outside my studio. Hey, and hello, John and Pat, Barbara, and Andrew. Thanks for everybody being here from all over. Hi, Rebecca. Good morning, or evening, depending upon where you are. Hi, Catherine. Where's the land of enchantment? Sounds like Kansas, maybe. So, welcome, everybody. Here's a question for you. What's the one saying that you're not going to hear while celebrating Mother's Day or at a birthday bash or, let's say, a funeral? Brace yourself, because here comes a real doozy from Luke 14:26, and it's often translated like this. Get myself ready here. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. And I'm like, WTF, Jesus. Whiskey Tango, Foxtrot, Jesus. Hey, I'm Peter Panagore, an ex-clergy and a near-death experiencer. Lots of things get lost in translation. So let me get one thing straight to begin with. The Greek word mise doesn't just mean hate as we understand it. It's really about preference. It's like saying, and this is true, I prefer chocolate over vanilla. Not that I despised vanilla. I just like one more than the other. It's about loving less, not hating. In my junior year at Catholic boys' school, this passage from Luke was a serious head scratcher for everyone in the class. We were all stumped. So we asked the brother to teach us, but his explanation felt flat and inadequate. It wasn't until divinity school, using a Koine Greek lexicon, which is a fancy term for a particular type of dictionary for a branch of knowledge, that I understood what my post near death experience heart had been telling me about the word mise, wrongly translated as hate. Mise means loving less, not hating. Now, here's the deal. I came out of my near death experience with a benchmark for love with a capital L, the one beloved, making everything and everyone else pale in comparison. It was like tasting the most exquisite wine and discovering that everything else was grape juice. I didn't choose this. It resulted from experiencing an overwhelming sense of wellness, welcome, and being beloved by infinite unconditional love. Imagine knowing your spouse considers you as their second favorite person, or that your mom cherished her near death experience more than her time with you. It would sting. After my brush with the beyond, it wasn't that I denounced the world, and I certainly didn't hate it. And I didn't think that Jesus did either. It's just that this mega love, this meta love that I encountered on the other side of this veil made my affection for everyone and everything feel smaller, feel less than. After my first near death experience, my identity and my attachments were flipped inside out. I didn't come back from that light to show hate for my family. Instead, I came back with more love. But I was different, and I couldn't find the door to who I had been before. I love them all deeply, but I love them less than my one beloved. It's something that was implanted in me. Now imagine how that is to live and say to those you love? Would you mask it as best as you could? Could you mask it at all? So, what about Jesus? I bet his one beloved was the same as mine. When discussing this meta love, he's not telling us to hate our families. He's saying, I, Jesus, love the light more than anything else. And that kind of love it's all consuming. Mystical experiences are a package deal, combining benefits with burdens. They're profound and life altering, but not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's get honest about near death experiences. They can mess with your priorities. Loving something or someone fiercely can make everything else look, well, underwhelming. So if you're envious of near death experiences for their shiny aspects, remember there's a flip side to that coin. Oh, and about that tricky Luke passage, it's been twisted to justify all sorts of hate. Some folks hear, hey, if Jesus could hate, so can we. And they use it as a license to lash out at anyone different. But let's get this straight. Jesus was never about hate. He was about forgiveness, even in the face of death. Here's the takeaway. Encountering the light in an intense mystical experience can make you love the world a little less by comparison. It's beautiful. I just went out for a spring walk, made my heart glad. But it's also like carrying a cross to your death. One learns to live with the blessings and the burdens. And for the longest time, I wished my NDE hadn't happened to me. It was so isolating from all of my relationships. But now, after integration, I'm content. So, what do you think? For those of you who've dived deep into the NDE stories, seen 100 or 1,000 of them, do you see this pattern? From where I am, nothing touches the goodness of that unconditional infinite love. And I'm curious about your perspective. Hey, thank you, Sylvester, for the super chat. And I want to thank everybody for spending these few minutes with me, either live or by recording. And if you've ever felt the energy, Shakti, prana, chi, tingle, warmth, or spirit when we're together, be sure to say so in the comments, to like and subscribe and all that. Thanks to all of you whose generosity makes it possible for me to be here, like Sylvester and many others. Visit peterpanagore.love and join our worldwide gathering at Mystic Tea Salon for crowd-sourced wisdom and discussion at the top of the next hour. You can find the link in the show notes. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you, Ken, very much. I'll take a look over here in the chat for a minute or two. This makes sense to who-tastic. Thanks, who-tastic. Perfect analogy of having been within an NDE, an encounter of being within the spirit realm, the place we can meet our Savior and be guided into our parents' realm, Father's realm, he says. Pick a room within. Thanks, Robert. I tell my son, Ben, that there's only one person I love more than him. He understands. He's 27 now. It's a burden on the family. And that's really what I want to say today, is that these kinds of union experiences, they create a new priority, whether we like it or not, whether those around us like it or not. I found finally that through integration long work at my integration and a lot of help from the divine that I'm more balanced with it than I ever was before. I wouldn't blame anyone for preferring ultimate love over anything else. There's no comparison. We are all part of it, so no one is excluded, says Holly. And this is true. And this is hard for some folks to understand, but it's totally true. No exclusions. Catherine agrees. It's really about all about how we can bring it back to share in communion with others. It's how we translate this through our lives and in our actions and in our words to the best of our ability, because we're stuck in this human form. So whatever I experienced on the other side, this is tiny trickle compared to what it was. And I'm always struggling against my physical self. And I know that, why are you struggling against your physical self? I hear someone asking, because myself is too small to contain what I learned on the other side. And enough of it just came back with me to remember the divine love matters more than anything else. It becomes love without attachment. It does, says Julie. Hutastic. Loving the source of love most of all enables one to love everyone and everything in our lifetimes, because the source only wants us to love others too. And this is true. And this is what it felt like when I was just walking in the woods today, down by the bay behind the house here. There's a gravel road back there, a woods road. And nature was lively down there. And the joy that I felt and love as I walked along was, well, it was overwhelming. And when I see my granddaughter and my daughter, my son, my daughter-in-law, my wife, my mom yesterday, I love them all. And this love that is on is immense from the other side, I try to channel into those relationships. Thank you, Christine Marks, for the super chat. Appreciate that. All right. This was a short one today. I'll see you at the top of the hour. Peace and love to everybody. The link is down below. Let's continue this conversation. Oh, got more things coming in here in the chat. I also think we trust the most who we love the most. Therefore, we can be guided by God love in place of the world or other people. That's true, Kate, Cat. Yes, that's exactly what happens or can happen. Perfect mind, one that has been to the middle ground and knows where they all want to return as a part of Father's dwelling place. We can all see, says Robert. You're welcome, Wanda. Peace to you, Tom. Hutastic, Ellen. Thank you. Definitely feel the energy here every week. Thanks, Ellen. Peace to you all. Peace to you, Kristen. Thanks for being here. If you're seeing this on recording, put your comments in the chat. Peace and love to everybody. See you at the Zoom meeting. Thanks, Holly.